Hi everyone, it's Terry Nazon, and of course this is the weekly horoscope for the sign of Gemini or Gemini rising, and it's the week of November 20th through November 27th. The big deal this week, of course, is the sun is going to enter the sign of Sagittarius. And who's waiting there? Mercury, who just came in from out of bounds, and of course Mr. Miser, Saturn, in your 7th house of relationships. So this is important because Saturn's finishing up his transit in your 7th house of relationships. And of course, well, maybe there hasn't been a lot going on there. Maybe it's been a dry spell for the last 2 years, or maybe there have been serious conflicts with your relationships. And of course, the sun comes through the 7th house. And of course, this is where it brings a lot of energy, a lot of light, a lot of understanding. And of course, we can expect some activity. It's where you're going to feel more solarized, more self-confident, and that can only be a good thing. And of course, Mercury's here, and the interesting thing is that around November 7th, Mercury came back from out of bounds, meaning the planet of communications, information, thinking has been out of bounds, gathering up some information, some news, some information, digging through, researching, asking questions, and now he's back in bounds. So this affects your relationships, how you think about relationships, good, bad, ugly, and different, depending on your birth chart. And of course, whether or not you're going to reconnect with somebody, or somebody's going to reconnect with you, or maybe just could bring some news about somebody who was very important in your life or very close to you. Saturn deals with the past. And of course, the planet Venus starts the week in the sign of Scorpio, your solar 6th house of work, but also the 6th house is conflicts. And of course, sextiles the planet Pluto in your 8th house of regeneration and rebirth. Might be a good time for you to say your I'm sorries, or for somebody to reconnect with you and they can say they're our sorries, meaning apologizing to you. And of course, that might be something that could happen this week. Of course, during Thanksgiving, the moon is going to be in the sign of Aquarius. If you're in the United States and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, make it for after 3:30, let's say, when everyone's going to be in a good mood and ready to socialize and have a good time and no drama. The same old turkey, the same old cranberry sauce will make everybody happy. And of course, let's get down to some talk about tradition. Since, of course, the planet Venus is in the sign of Scorpio, her detriment. Mars is in his fall in the sign of Libra. And of course, Uranus, the ruler of rebellion, who stirs things up, well, he's retrograde. And so this gives you good time right now to think about what makes everybody happy. And of course, Gemini loves things to be new, loves things to be avant-garde, but maybe right now you're tending to be a bit more traditional, a bit more quiet. Venus in the detriment in your solar 6th house means please avoid any controversy, especially over the holidays, and especially while Venus is in your solar 6th house. You might not mean it, but somebody could take something that you say the wrong way. So enjoy it when the sun enters your solar 7th house. If you're single, that might mean that it's time to mingle. But ladies, you might have to make the first move. Since the planet Mars is in your solar 5th house in Libra, you'll notice men hesitating, or the opposite sex hesitating a little bit more. So that means that, well, you might have to really let somebody know that you're interested in that, of course, availing yourself too. So men, or the masculine part of a relationship, could be a little hesitant, a little awkward, let's say. It might be up to a strong Gemini to be the pursuer now in relationships. I think we have the 2nd quarter moon coming up in the sign of Pisces, and that's going to be a second wind, a big breeze that comes through, floods open the gate in your career zone, and that can be a good thing. That's all I have for now, so pay attention to my web pages when I upload the weekly horoscopes, the written version.